Hey everybody, welcome to another Paint the Edge Up, where I teach you to make a cool painting in about an hour and I get a little drunk doing it. For today's painting, I will be walking through step by step how to make this painting right here. I call it Red Sky Girl because I'm not very creative. But yeah, it's a kind of cool little picture. The cool red sky background, a little silhouette in front. So that's what we're doing today. If you haven't already, please search Paint the Edge Up and you can like my stuff. Smash that subscribe button, dirt. And yeah, I'm on most of the things, social media. So if you like this, you can find it all over the place. Also, I'm gonna give away a free giveaway painting like I do with all my classes. All you gotta do is answer my completely subjective trivia question first in the comments, and I will send you a free painting of your choice. Okay, so what you're gonna need for this painting today, like always, I've got my 16 by 20 canvas. Okay, you can use a different size canvas if you like. But that's what I'm using, so that's what my measurements will be for if I tell you how many fingers tall it is or something. I'm using a 16 by 20 canvas. I've also got paper towels. I've got a water cup. I also today have a second little water cup, but just a little bit. That's going to be what we use for splattering some stars on there later. But you see a second little cup, just a tiny amount of water in there. I filled it up to about here with water, just a little bit in there. I've got paper plates for my palette. Feel free to use whatever you want for a palette. Use your hand if you want and just paint. Get paint in your hand. Get on a brush. Okay, I just use paper plates because they're easy and cheap. I've got blow dryer. Helps me dry my painting nice and fast. I've got whiskey, okay, which helps. And then I've got some tools here, okay? So I've got my just some regular sidewalk chalk. I got some blue and some orange. Okay, depending on what color shows up the best, I always kind of have two ready to go in case one doesn't show up on my canvas. Okay, if I got a blue picture, blue might not show up that well. Okay, that's why I've got two different colors, and then I've got 4 brushes here. I've always got my big flat and my medium flat brush, my medium round brush, and my little tiny round brush. Okay, and then paint colors, I've got white, I've got black, and I've got red, and that's all the colors you need today. So with that being said, let's take a shot and get going here. Cheers. Whew. Okay, let's get the shot counter going. Come here, shot counter. And Uno shots. There we go. Okay, so let's start our painting off. Oh, you know what? I need to get my painting out. Sorry, hold on. Okay, what we want to do first is start with our background, the sky. So let's take a whole bunch of red and a whole bunch of white. And we'll take some black as well. Let's just get a little bit of everything on there. All right. A little bit of white, some black paint, and there we go. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of do a little curved angle with our brush. We'll kind of work our way up. It's going to go from light red, also known as pink, to red in the middle, to a dark red up top. Okay, so let's take our big brush out of our water cup. You can tap it off a little bit if you want to make you feel fancy. You don't really need to tap it off because you kind of want that water in there, but tapping it off does make you feel fancy, which is half the battle. So let's get some white. Let's get a little tiny bit of red in here. Little tiny bit of red. It's just slightly pink. Excuse me. And as we go, we want to mix up kind of a lot as we go because we're going to use quite a bit of thick paint. We're going to cover this whole canvas, okay? So here we go. We got some light pink. Let's start down here at the bottom. It's going to go straight across the bottom just to get that nice and solid. And I think I didn't mix up enough paint, so I didn't follow my own step. So, hey Joel, don't tell us to do stuff and then you don't do it. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, let's get some more of this here. Some of this here pink. And now I'm going to start kind of curving this up. Kind of curvy, a little smiley face. Okay, think about a smiley face. Alright, I'm going to go like this. And I want a lot of thick paint on here, so make sure you get it nice and thick. If you see any of that rough texture, that means you don't have enough paint on your canvas or your brush. You want to get this nice and solid. I'm going to go ahead and paint my side edges too. You know, why not? Go ahead and do that, okay? Just do it, okay? Okay, there we go. Now I've gone up a little bit. Let's get a bunch more red. Let's just get some red in here, okay? And, yeah. I've got a lot more red. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this up here, pull up a little ways. Gonna need a lot more paint still. And yeah, there we go. So how's everybody doing out there? Happy Whiskey Wednesday to everybody. And yeah, what's been going on? It takes up about halfway. Once I get about halfway up the canvas, I'm gonna stop there. Now what I want to do is I'm gonna take this back down and blend it in. Okay, blend it in. Yeah, but I'm still keeping that same curvy brush stroke. And I'm gonna go back up. Try to get some of these colors really blending nicely. Oh, that's a nice blend. Oh, thanks. Oh yeah, no problem. Doing a great job. Oh, thank you. Here we go. Okay, now, once I get there, I might even wash my brush a little bit, just swoosh it back and forth a little bit. And not to be crazy about cleaning, but just get a little bit of that white paint out of your brush, and let's just take our brush and stir that water with our red paint. Alright, let's start right here in the middle. Let's get a bunch of that red paint. Let's just kind of get that in the middle here. Cover some of this canvas before we get up to the dark red. Okay, now here, I'm going to blend this again. So as we go down here, let's just kind of take that down into that medium pinkish red. Once we get that a nice blend, let's take that back up into our red. Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and add some black now. Take some black paint on your brush. Now, if you've got any white that's mixed in with your brush, go ahead and wash that out. If you mix black and white, what do you get? You get gray. Good job. Good job. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, you know your colors. So if you get black on your brush and you've got some white, it's going to mix and make a gray color, which you don't want. Okay, so go ahead and wash that out. And yeah, there we go. We got it getting a little darker now. Okay, look at us. We're going. Doing great. Let's add some more. I'm just going to take just a bunch of black paint on my brush now. Let's go ahead and just get black paint up here. All right, let's go ahead and I'm just going to get a bunch of black paint. Start at the top, work my way down. Work my way down, okay? I'm gonna need more black paint. Okay, so let's just fill that in. Lots of thick black paint. And maybe the black has come down a little further than it did in the previous one. That's okay. I could take a little bit more red and try to lighten that up. Take some red on my brush here and try to... Black's a really strong color, so is red, but black's a little stronger. So that red will, oh, that looks pretty nice. Black will eventually take over. So you can use quite a bit of red and it still won't mess up the black. Black's a powerful color. Here we go. Oh, wow, I like that. Oh, shit, that's getting a little too far down. That's okay. We're just gonna go with it. Okay, let's take that up here in the black. Then I get a bunch more black paint on my brush. I start going back down. And that's how you get that kind of nice, well, you kind of take it up into one color, bring it back down to the other, and you get a nice little blendage, okay? Hey, congratulate. Oh, let's paint our side edges, okay? Okay. So, there we go. We got the black, we got the background done. That's, the first step is covering that white of your canvas, getting that all. It's always the big hurdle, the first big hurdle. Going from a white canvas to a, got it painted on canvas. And yeah, maybe I'll get some more of this red color in here and fill in my sides with that so it kind of corresponds to the front. I'm not too worried about being exactly the same color. Okay, good enough, right? Let's take a shot. Well, we got through the first step, and that was pretty quick. So, congratulations. You're all great. You're a great painter. Thanks, Joel. I needed that today. No problem. You're doing great. Cheers. Shot 2. You know, let's see. We need to add our stars in. We might as well do that. I'm going to go ahead and blow dry for a second, and then we'll add some stars in. Just want to get this a little dry. And we'll add some stars. So I've got that's what my other water cup's here for. All right, and if you're still working through the first step, take your time. Now, one thing I always tell people when they're blending is you kind of got to let it go to some point. Once it dries, it's not going to blend anymore. Your paint is dry, it won't blend, so there's no point in fighting it at that point. Okay, I'm going to rearrange my table and get ready for some stars. Oh man, I spilled my water. I've been making a bit of a mess today. I think I can fit it on here if I move everything over here. Okay, let's scoot everything over here. Okay, I'm going to lay my canvas down flat, switch to my other camera angle, and I think that's probably good, dry enough. Okay, we'll sit this down here. Okay, here we go. So here's our bird's eye cam here. Let's take our canvas, lay it down. Oh, there we go. Now we can see it all. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back over here, and this. Okay, now we want I got some more water, luckily. Okay, here's what we want to do. You want to take this, your other cup here, just get a little bit of water in there. Just a little bit. I've just got it right up to there with some water. Just right at the bottom. Okay. Squirt some white paint in there. And I'm going to take really use any brush you want. I'm going to take my small round brush. Stir that paint in there, okay? There we go. Just stir that white paint in there. Okay, and you want to get this thin, but not too thin, okay? Kind of soupy. Soupy. You know, soup always sounds good in my head, but then I start eating soup and I'm like, I don't want this. It's kind of like cereal. Oh, I got some water spillage on my canvas. Let me take a little towel and dab it. Dab some of that, drip some water on there. Okay, now here's how you can tell how thick you've got it. See how it drips? You want to watch how it drips. Okay, if it's just drip, 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 it's a little too thin. If it's not dripping at all, it's not thick enough. You want a good little medium. It's thick, but it's still dripping. Okay, that's kind of the idea there. I don't know if you're seeing this, but whatever. Okay, so let's see. Let's just try. We want it thick. You want it kind of thick because if it's too thin, the white doesn't really stand out. So you want it kind of thick. All right, so take your brush, get a lot of that white paint, and here's what you want to do. I'm just going to tap it on my finger and just let those drops splatter. I'm going to start up at the top because I want my biggest stars at the top. That's where you see the darkest part of the sky. Then as I go down, I'll let them kind of fade off. Okay, so let's get a lot of white water paint on here, and let's just start going. Start at the top. Do a lot across the top there. And once you start running out, then you can kind of spread out to down here. Okay, but put a lot through here. Okay, really abuse your finger when you do it. You know, just smack the crap out of it. Okay, there we go. And congratulations. We did it. Let's take another shot and blow dry, okay? Okay, so We've got the sky done. Okay, now we're gonna add some clouds. But we gotta blow dry this first, and you wanna blow dry it while it's laying down, okay? If you flip it up real quick, all those drippy, watery white paint colors will drip down the canvas. So let's not do that. Let's hold our blow dryer back a little bit so it's not. Also, if you put it up too close, you'll blow your white, okay? Don't blow your white. Hold it back so it's not pushing your thin white, watery white paint around, okay? Hold it up a little further away. Once it gets a little dry, you can get a little closer and dry faster, but these are still real wet. These big ones are still real wet. I don't want to push it, okay? Don't want to push it with my blow, and I don't want to blow too much, push too much, okay? All right, let's take a shot. So yeah, let's see, while we do this, I can put up the trivia question. If you want to win a free painting, I'll put up the trivia question now. To preface this, I've been rewatching Better Call Saul because the new season's coming out in like a week or two, and I'm so friggin' excited. I love Better Call Saul. The show's awesome. So anyway, to get ready for it, I've been rewatching Better Call Saul. So my question today is in reference to the show Better Call Saul. The question is, who's the most badass character in Better Call Saul? Is it A, Saul Goodman, a.k.a. Jimmy McGill, B, Mike, C, Nacho, D, I've never seen it, E, Kim, F, Lalo, G, Gustavo Fring, or H, there's nothing badass about breaking the law, okay? Okay, now this is a subjective trivia question. Remember, you're guessing what I think, okay? So, yeah, give it a guess. Whoever guesses correctly first in the comments wins a painting. And here we go. Okay, most of these are dry. There's just the big ones here that are still a little wet, So let's, oh, that's not what I meant to press. That's a picture of Louis Riel, who I've read a book about. It's very, very interesting, but it's probably too boring for you. It's about science, but whatever. You've never even heard of Better Call Saul, Kimberly. That's what you're telling me? That's what you're telling me. Okay, Kimberly guesses Kim, because I've got a feeling it's because her name's Kim. Well, Kimberly, it's an amazing TV show. It's a prequel to Breaking Bad, which is also an amazing show. Kimberly, what do you watch? Okay, that's probably good enough. Let's go ahead, take our painting, put it back up here, and let's take that trivia question down. Okay, now we've got a nice sky. Ooh, look at that sky. So pretty. Okay, now what you could do here is, if you want, you could take your chalk and draw in these clouds before we do them. You could just wing it if you want. Essentially, my clouds are usually a little bit more long. They're kind of long and kind of bumpy on top. This is a bad cloud. Oh, my thing broke. Okay, this is not what you want to do. Bad cloud. Bad cloud. So, what I like to do is, I'll make it kind of longer, come off to a point, and then I kind of do these little bumps. More bumpy on top, but also a little bumpy on the bottom, Okay, Alex says I, Huel, which isn't one of the answers. Okay, nice try, Alex. Okay, let's go ahead and put, maybe I'll just kind of start like this. Maybe I'll kind of let's do this, kind of set some of these, maybe down at the bottom, make them a little smaller, because they're further away. Maybe I'll start kind of like that. Maybe put some lines in here, kind of just representing where these clouds are. Can't make it too patterned here. Okay, there we go. That's something like that. Now, let's draw some clouds around those, and let's take another shot, okay? Because I feel like I'm moving through this too fast. I'm not taking enough shots, and I'm gonna make it up to you. Okay. Shot 3. Okay, okay, yeah, drawing in clouds. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and make, ooh, there we go. Kind of bumpy on top. Try to make it a little random. Ooh, mix on bottom. Ooh, look at that. Looks like a really weird lip right there. Kimberly, are you disappointed I've never heard of it? Well, I Love Lucy, obviously. Prison Break, Law and Order SVU, Chicago PD, A Million Little Things, Home Improvement, According to Jim, NCIS, and New Orleans. Well, Kimberly, Better Call Saul's better than all those shows combined, so I don't know what to tell you. Mickey, what do you think of that, Kimberly? I've been holding back this secret from you. Probably I shouldn't tell it, but okay. Are you responsible? Blah, blah, blah. Kimberly says blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah. Everyone's sleep. I'll be waiting there. Okay, let your clouds go off the side. And there we go. We've got some clouds drawn in. Maybe that's too many. I think I'm gonna take away. Maybe I'll take away this one. That's too many clouds. Oh, I kind of liked that one there. Whatever. Okay, let's take a shot and keep going. Sometimes just anybody. Cheers. Okay. Here's how we're gonna do this. Here's how we're gonna do it, people. Bunch of white. I'm not gonna get more black and red on here because I've still got some on my other plate. And we don't need a lot of black or red for this part, just a little bits. Okay, let's take out our medium round brush, the same one I used for my my splatters. And let's get some, start that with your white paint. Bye. Here's what you want to do. You want to paint this in solid white. And then while the white is still wet, take a little bit of that light red, mix a little light red in there, mix a little of that, we're going to mix a little gray in there, okay? What we want to do is we want to start with our cloud, get it nice and solid, thick paint, okay? Doesn't really matter about these bumps, just kind of whatever happens, happens. Okay, now, while this is wet, let's take a little bit of red, mix that in. Let's take a little drop of red here. Let's take that, stir that in with our white paint. Get a very, very light pink. If you still got light pink from your first step, use that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this light red, also known as pink. I'm just going to kind of let this, blend this in here with my cloud. I'm going to put some of this more towards the bottom of the cloud. Okay. And then just kind of brush it around. Now I'm going to take a little drop of black. Just a little tiny drop. Okay, little tiny drop. See that? And let's take that and mix that in with a bunch of this light red. And we get this grayish red, okay? Now in here I'm going to start adding some of this. Maybe there. Really, it doesn't really matter too much. It's a cloud, so whatever form this ends up creating, It's a cloud, so whatever. Okay, and that's how we're gonna do each of our clouds. Now that looks very subtle on the camera, but you'll notice it when you do it in IRL, in real life. Oh, is that what that meant? I didn't know that. Yeah, that's what it means. Thanks, Joel. You're welcome. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get white paint. I'm gonna paint all these in. Then I'm gonna go through and add all those colors all at once. That's because I'm gonna go fast. Now, if you don't want to go fast, do them, more one at a time. Okay, you don't have to do them all at once like me. Okay, it's a pretty high standard to try to get to. Okay, if you want to be like me. Okay. I'm just gonna go quick. Just make some blobbies here, some long blobs. And yeah. Oh man, what's been going on? I'm still upset about the drive-in. I don't know why. Of all the places, all the land to buy, they buy up the drive-in to make a freaking apartment complex. There's so much land in Fayetteville you could buy and make apartment complexes. They gotta pick where the drive-in's at. It's a load of crap. Okay, I don't appreciate it. Okay? In other news, I'm taking my cat to get neutered tomorrow. And I don't know, I always feel bad about neutering animals just because, I don't know, I'm a guy and I'm like, I wouldn't want someone to clip my balls off, you know? It just seems so cruel. I guess it's not. But the real thing is we got this cat. He was a stray cat. He's a woods cat, not just like a city stray cat. He was like a woods. He was a stray cat living out in the wilderness, and I don't know. He's a really good cat. He's very sweet, but he's been spraying that stuff that smells like some kind of chemical or something, and it's just taking over our lives right now. We have to wash everything 3 times now. But that's really the only issue. But that, and he clearly wants to be outside, and I feel really bad just leaving him, like caging him, like I can't let him out. But I want to get him chipped, neutered, all of his tags, and I got him wearing a collar that has the address and the phone number and everything. And so that way, if anyone finds him, they know it's someone's cat. They can call, say, hey, we have your cat. I also wrote on his collar, this cat has a home and plenty of food. Because I know Philip is going to go out and be like, oh, I love you. Give me food. And be like, meow, food, please. And some person's going to be like, oh, you poor cat. He's not a poor cat, okay? He's got it pretty friggin' good around here. Actually, I'm going to move this cloud up. But I don't want to put that on there so people know he's fine. He has a home. Don't take this cat in. He's mine. But then he can go outside or inside. He can go outside and explore the world. Okay, let's take some of our pink again. I'm going to get a little bit more red. Okay, maybe a little bit more water too if it's starting to dry out. Now, I'll take this while it's still, I'm going to start in this first one, hopefully, because that one's going to dry first. Let's go ahead and get that one going. Let's just kind of, just let them dance around. Just feel it out, okay? You're in the middle of the night, you don't know where you're going. You're trying to find the bathroom, but you're not, kind of know where you're going, but you're not real sure. Just feeling it out, okay? You're bumping into a wall or a countertop, but you know what? You're going to feel it out, and you're going to get to the bathroom, and you're going to take that midnight pee. Okay, and that midnight pee is real nice, isn't it? We all need a midnight pee once in a while, and we just got to feel it out. All right, that's what our paint colors are doing. They're just feeling it out, trying to get their midnight pee. Ooh, there we go. Okay, we got some pink in there. Ooh, that's starting. Okay, now I add a little bit of water as I went, so it's starting to dry out a little bit. Okay, and I can. Ooh, I kind of like this. Just kind of. That's a nice little fluffy texture. It's a little harder to stay in the lines, but it looks nice. Maybe I outline first, and then I'll fluff it up. Okay. All right, we're gonna fluff up our clouds. Okay, fluff up your clouds. Okay, we're fluffers. All right. Hey, fellow fluffers, fluff up your clouds. All right, we're gonna fluff our clouds. Okay, we're the person whose sole job is to fluff. We're the fluffers for our clouds. Okay, now, quick, wash your brush out. If you're trying to do it like me and you're trying to do all this before it dries, wash your brush out quick. Get some black paint. Mix up some gray. And then fluff it. Oh, that's a little too dark. And then fluff your clouds, okay? We're fluffers here. Oh, what's up, Nate? I'm just fluffing my clouds. Ooh, now that's a nice fluffy texture. I'm not really thinking about, I'm just kind of going through the middle, trying to hit some wet paint so it mixes a little bit, but I don't know what to do. It's starting to dry on me. It's definitely better to do them like kind of one at a time. You just have to wash your brush out a lot more than the way I'm doing it. So feel free to do that. You can go back and repaint these white and start over too. If you've already gone this far and you're like, that was a terrible idea, you can go back and redo it. It's a good thing about paint. If you just let it dry, you can just paint right over it. Okay, and let's see. Now we're put a little bit more gray in these ones up top. They're a little bit higher up in the sky. Maybe they're a little darker up there. And maybe they're probably doesn't make sense really, like in the grand scheme of perspective and things. But I don't care. I'm going to do it. And you can't stop me. Gray paint, gray paint. Okay, let's fluff it up. Okay, let's get fluffing. Fluffers. Hey, playing some Mario Kart, Nate? Nate's in here. He's been playing some Mario Kart. Nate's top 25 Mario Kart player in the world, I believe. He's sponsored by Luigi? Luigi sponsors you, right? Okay, and look, we did it. We made our clouds. Congratulations. Okay, we got that done, and let's take a shot. Nate, today's trivia question is, who's the most badass character in Better Call Saul? Okay, we got Saul, Kim, Mike, Lalo, Nacho, Gus. I've never seen it, and there's nothing badass about breaking the law. Okay, so you tell me. Now, E is already guessed. Kim's already been guessed, which is a good guess. She's pretty badass. Cheers. Nate says there's nothing badass about breaking the law. Okay, Nate, well, that's what Nate thinks. Okay, now Nate's a law-abiding citizen, okay, so I get it, you know, I see how from your perspective you would think that, and maybe you're right, you know. Tater Tot is better than Mario Kart. I don't know what is Tater Tot. I don't know what that means, Jay. Is Tater Tot a video game? Also, Mario Kart is spelled with a K, by the way. No big deal. Okay, blow dry your painting. Let's take another shot. There's nothing badass unless you're Beavis and Butthead. Okay. Oh, cool. This will probably be dry pretty quick here. And then we'll draw in where our ground and our tree and our girl are. Now, feel free to draw whoever you like. If you'd like to draw a man, or if you're a dog and you'd like to draw a dog. Maybe you prefer a vampire. Maybe you prefer a demon. Or, you know, get creative with it. Okay, I'm going to draw a little gal down here. Tater Tots and Quest are pretty bad fucking ass, apparently. Tater Tots and Quest? Are those both video games? I mean, are you talking about the food Tater Tots? And is Quest Mythic Quest, the TV show? You know, I think that's enough blow drying. I'm sick of it. Okay. Alright, let's take our chalk. Let's draw in some stuff here, okay? Take your blue chalk. Or whatever color you want. Blue will probably is going to show up pretty good on this one, so that's what I'm going to use. And let's start with our little hill here, okay? Let's give ourselves a little bit of space there. Can we see that? It's kind of faint. It's kind of hard to see in the light part, but we're going to draw a nice hill there coming up from the sides. There we go. Got our hill drawn, okay? Queso. Oh, you mean tater tots and queso? That sounds pretty crazy. Alright, let's draw, okay, here's a little tree. See that? That's a tree. It's gonna be a tree. I'm gonna draw in kind of a general area for where some of these trees are gonna be. Maybe we can start with maybe some limbs. Okay. Okay, so we've got some trees and some limbs drawn down here, kinda. Now, let's draw our lady here. Okay, now, let's do this. Let's find the height we want them to be. Let's start there. There's the height, something like this, right? Let's say their feet are here. I'm trying to remember now. Now, a body is like 6 to 7 heads. Well, 6.5 is pretty accurate. 6.5 head lengths down is like a whole body. Okay, so I know if there's a head... Well, maybe let's go ahead and break this up into 6 parts. Let's find, there's the middle. Let's start there. There's the middle. And then half in there's that. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. That's not gonna work. Let's cut each half into a third. So let's go like this, and like this. And then this, and this. And that's gonna give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay, okay. So let's start there. Let's start our little oval right here for the head. There's our head, right? Something like that. Okay, now at this next, I know, here's your head. If you go down another head length, that line is at your nipples. Okay, so this is going to be where the lady's breasts are. And let's add a neck. A little wider on the back, but not too wide. Just kind of a little space for some shoulders. Okay. Got her breasticles there. Okay, the next head length down, if you go down, that's 1 head length to my nips. Next head length is going to be down, that's your belly button. Okay, so this next length is going to be the belly button. That's right there. The next head length is your hoo-ha. Okay, your genitals. Genitalia. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw a little... I'm going to draw this kind of like... okay, let's go ahead and draw the back kind of straight down. There's that. Okay, now where your genitals are right back, that's the butt. Okay, so let's draw the butt here. Okay. Make it a little flatter there in the front, but round on the back, that's the butt. Okay, this next head length down is the middle of your thigh. So let's bring that down a little past that. Kneecap. And then we got leg. And maybe the legs are here. Maybe I'll make this not... Okay. And maybe I don't want to cover up that much of the leg. Maybe I'll bring it down a little bit, but whatever. There's our person. Last thing we'll do is draw a little, there's our shoulder. Let's put a little shoulder right here. Okay, that's right at the shoulder spot, circle. Okay, let's draw a little arm out here. And they're kind of putting their hand out. Oh, look, what's going on? And they're watching themselves disappear, and they're like, what's happening? Okay, let's see. Here's this head. Maybe make a little bump for hair. Maybe I've got mine in a ponytail. I think that was more of a choice just so you can kind of tell it's a lady or something, or could be a guy, obviously, but trying to add more of the traditional things in, so I was just trying to make it clear that it was a female figure, but feel free to, you know, draw however you want, but I'm going to put a little ponytail right there. And that was pretty tough. Let's take a shot. Nate asks, is this R-rated now? I don't know. What is R-rated even? You can, R-rated is either like disemboweling someone gruesomely or like just saying something, you know, that's against what whoever makes the R ratings. I mean, it could just be like, yeah, but they also talked about this issue that we don't like, so it's R rated. I think, like, don't you have to, I wonder if like smoking cigarettes or something might be one thing. I think that arm's a little long. There's probably some things in there that like you can't put in a PG-13 movie. Alex, are you out there? You would know this. Alex, if you're watching, what's some things that make a movie R-rated? Or that you can't put in a PG-13 movie? Besides the obvious, you know, gratuitous things. Ha! Okay. One more shot. And again, if anybody wants to win a free painting, today's trivia question is, who's the most badass character in Better Call Saul? Is it Saul, Kim, Mike, Lalo, Nacho, Gus Fring? I've never seen it. Or there's nothing badass about breaking the law. Now, Kim has already been guessed, and so has H. There's nothing badass about breaking the law. If you want to guess another one, though, go be my guest. The MPAA. The Monkey President Armed Assistant. Okay, let's take our little baby brush here. Baby brush. Let's get some black paint. I'm going to go back to this place. Still got plenty of black paint on there. Now, here's what we want to do with our little figure, okay? Is you want to kind of fill it in, but we're not going to totally fill it in. We're going to basically paint in the back, the left side of the figure. Okay, so let's kind of start here. Let's go right here. So start at the top and go down.
What do you mean that's the end? That's not. It's the beginning of.
It's not. It's the end. It's not the. What do you mean that's the end? It's not. It's not the end. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Isn't it? What do I don't? Oh, what do I don't? It's mental. It's mental. That's mental. Put a little ponytail. Okay, I'm kind of redrawing where my ponytail's at. Be a little longer. Here we go. Oh, maybe it's a ponytail for a lady. Maybe it's Steven Seagal. Okay, he's got a ponytail and he's got breasts now too. He's a little skinny. He's a little too skinny for what's his name? Steven Seagal. Okay, now one thing I might do is I might paint in like maybe there's a little cheekbone in the middle, and let's draw the jaw in. Kind of get the shape of that head, and maybe I don't want to put an eye in. I feel like that might be. Well, let's just start there. We kind of got the shape of that head. Let's draw on the back of the neck and the back of this shoulder. Okay, we're just gonna kind of start like this. Need lots of water. My black paint's drying out. Yeah, I was rewatching Better Call Saul, and it's amazing. I was rewatching. I'm like, man, this is even better than I remembered it. I will say it's been forever though. It's been like over 2 years, I think, or at least 2 years since they have made a season. Last season was like, yeah, like 2020, I believe. Been forever. Okay, now I'm gonna come back. I'll do the arm later. Okay, we're not doing that yet. But Better Call Saul's friggin' sweet. Okay, we're kind of painting in the back part of our figure here. Okay, now let's paint in the kind of like a little half circle for like where the shoulder would be. And then let's paint in the bottom part of the arm. We'll kind of outline the bottom of the arm. Okay. Okay, there we go. And I think that arm's a little long. Let's make this the hand. I'm just kind of making that. Just two little lines. A little obtuse angle, right? Acute is where it's like this. Obtuse is like that, right? So I think this is more of an obtuse angle. And yeah, maybe, okay, now I'm going to go back and I might, maybe spaces where it might be going around a little bit. Maybe the waist where you're seeing some curvature. Maybe I take a little bit of the thigh or the knee and kind of paint a little bit more definition of the shape. Maybe I could paint a little bit on the arm. The breasticles, I could do a little, well, I don't really want to get in the breast because the arms kind of it would be in the way, so let's not get too into that. And then, you know, I don't know, I don't want to go too far in the face. Maybe I could put a little bump, a little something like that for a nose, even though it's in the completely wrong spot. Okay, okay, let's paint in this stuff and we'll come back and do the parts of her that are fading away and floating off into space. Then let's take a shot. I haven't taken very many shots today. What's up, you or your pal Jess? What's up? So we'll paint the ground in and the trees. Okay, then we'll go back and paint all the little pieces of this person that are floating away. Okay, this person is disintegrating into space. Maybe it's just Chernobyl or something. Maybe there's a giant bomb that went off in town. Or maybe it's more metaphorical. Okay, I don't know. I mean, I made it, but I don't know. It's really open to your interpretation. Okay. Cheers, Nate. Let's see, your pal Jess says, just got home from grocery shopping, putting foods away, then I'll join you in a drink. Sweet. Hell yeah. Okay, let's take our big brush here. Did I add that shot? I did. Okay, let's take our big brush, wash it out, get ourselves some black paint on there, stir your paint in with your water. My what? My water. And then we'll paint in some of this ground here, okay? Okay, good. Yeah, let's take another one in a minute too. Okay, let's go here. Now, I think I kind of don't want the ground to cover up as much as I originally drew it. So I'm going to make it a little lower than I drew that line. But I'm still going to make it kind of, you know, sloping downwards. Okay. And then I'm going to put my brush in my water cup and I'm going to take another shot. Okay. Hey, Sherry, what's up? All right, Jay and Nate, let's take a shot. Okay, cheers. You know, her arm is pretty long. But you know what? I think maybe it looks like that because you haven't drawn in the front yet and it looks kind of weird, but whatever. Sherry, if you want to win a free painting, another one. Today's trivia question is, who's the most badass character in Better Call Saul? Okay, is it Saul? Is it Mike? Is it Nacho? Is it Kim, Lalo, or Gus, Fring? Or is it D, I've never seen it? Or H, there's nothing badass about breaking the law? Okay, now, Kim and there's nothing badass about breaking the law have been guessed, and, wait, Jay, did you get... Oh, and Jay guessed I've never seen it. Jeez. Okay, your pal Jess says B, Mike. Good guess. Okay, let's go. Yeah, Mike's... It's pretty hard to argue Mike. But Gus is a... I don't know. Also, you know, if Kim was decided to be a... You know, cop or something, or... She could probably be badass too, just like Mike, but hey, that's... It's not the question, I guess. Okay, let's get some black paint on my brush. Now I'm going to kind of lay my brush down flat, pull it through and flip it over so I keep it nice and flat. See that flat edge? Okay, let's take down the trivia question. And then, oh, I have my bird's eye view camera hooked up, so for this one, And look, that's what it looks like right now. Wow. Okay, anyway. What I want to do here is I'm going to draw my little treesies. I'm going to just draw some little thin lines. Hold my brush straight to my canvas. Try not to angle it. Just hold it and drag super lightly. Let's draw some little branches in here. Now I'm kind of going a little off script on what I drew because I want to move it down a little bit. And we just want to get some of these in here. We're going to cover most of this up when we dab in the leaves. Foliage. By the way, your pal Jess, are you caught up? Have you watched all 5 seasons that are out? So Better Call Saul, because I have, and I want to talk about it. Baby. Isn't that show effing awesome, though? Everyone's like, I don't know, I tried to watch it, and I got there. And I get that. It's kind of the same with Breaking Bad, and I understand it. Like, if you're, a child, and it's hard for you to, pay attention to things, and you need everything spelled out with you with bright colors and, happy, typical stuff, you don't watch it. Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm not going to spoil anything. But, I will say that it's awesome. And it's like Breaking Bad, where it starts out slow the first couple seasons, or just kind of like, there's all these little details and stuff, right? Okay, let's switch to our medium round brush and get some black paint on our brush, and we're going to start dabbing some foliage in. Now, or you could use your flat brush and make some more angular, square shape brush strokes to make your foliage. I'm going to use this. Anyway, everyone's like, oh, and I'm like, I get it. There's a lot. It can be kind of boring at times. Same with Breaking Bad. You got to sit through a lot of little dumb little drama stuff. You're like, I don't care about this and this. But the thing is that it comes back, and it all comes back in the end, and it's worth it at the end. Like, you're like, oh, that's what that scene was. Oh, okay. Now I'm putting it together, right? And it's the same with Better Call Saul. It's like, I get, there's a lot of stuff you get. The first couple seasons are, a little more boring, a little more about being a lawyer and stuff. But I'm telling you, season 4, season 5 gets knuckin' futz, okay? Your pal Jess says they've watched a good amount, but not the whole thing. Says, go ahead. I'm not going to spoil anything, though. And then they say, I really like exposition. To be honest, I get tired of Breaking Bad around season 4 because it got too explodey for me. See, not me. That's where I was like, wow, this is getting real crazy. And real, I just like the build-up. It's just keeps getting crazier and crazier and crazier. And I kind of like that. But, Better Call Saul is not... I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of getting to that point where it's... Maybe, it's getting too explodey for you, Jess. But, I think you'll enjoy it. It's pretty awesome. I should be rather the mundane nature of being a lawyer. Yeah, okay. Well, you like it because it's the mundane nature of being a lawyer. Okay. See, those parts to me got a little tedious or a little but it all comes back in the end. I'm happy I did watch through the whole thing. But it's funny because I feel like the opposite a little bit. Not totally, but... Okay, so I'm just kind of dabbing in just some loose ideas of some trees and stuff over there. And yeah, let's take a shot. So we've got in our hillside, our trees, we've gotten in the main chunk of our person. We just need to put in the parts that are floating away into nothingness. Okay, so we'll do that next. That'll be the last part. And then we're going to be done. Can you believe it? Only took me, let's see, it's been 56 minutes since I started, so kind of a quick one. Which is why I need to take some shots to get caught up on shots, so. I also think that Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul they're not stories about good guys, everyone wants the hero and everything to turn out great and blah blah blah. That's what I think is interesting about those shows, is it's not like that. It's like a real person who's not perfect. In fact, incredibly flawed, but also has this weird thing about them that's kind of crazy, and it's fascinating to watch. It's more just an interesting story than it is your typical archetypal, or I don't know the word, but you know, your typical thing. Jess says, when I watch, I'm not watching. It's more like I'm painting or crafting, whatever, with it on in the background. Oh, that's cool. Okay, let's add in our little pieces floating away. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to kind of lay my brush over. If this is my canvas, I'm going to kind of lay it more flat. Instead of like this, I'm going to lay it in kind of dab. Okay, like so. Okay, let's, I'm going to start here. I'm going to start close to the solid chunk. So I'm going to start there and put a good amount. Let's kind of speckle that in. Speckle, speckle, speckle. Let's do some on the arm. Speckle, speckle. Right, come on, pretty pink, pretty pink. Speckle, speckle, speckle. Speckle, speckle. Okay, and then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start spreading these out. And at the bottom, I'm gonna let these. It's not coming straight out. It's kind of going up, like so. Okay, it's not coming just like. It's gonna kind of go up at this angle, right? So down here at the bottom, I'm not having any speckles coming this way. I'm just gonna kind of go this way. And maybe that's a good place to start. Okay. Now I want to kind of start spreading these out a little bit. Now I want to kind of think about, it's going to kind of go up and back. It's going to kind of, you know, float up towards this top, kind of going towards this spot, you know, not all the way to the corner, just kind of going up a little to the right. Keep freezing. What do you mean? This video keeps freezing? Is that what you mean? Your computer or what? Let's see. Jess, yeah, I love that you can relate emotionally with each character. They all have aspirations and flaws like us all. By the way, you're fun. Oh, thank you. Reminds me like a piece of me is in heaven. Something like that. Keep freezing. I'll keep freezing. You wrote it and it kind of reads like you're telling me to keep freezing, so I will. Keep oh yeah. Sorry if it's... Well, maybe the connection, you know, who knows. Okay, let's let this float up. And I might like it kind of dance. Maybe it's good to kind of do a first little line there, and then go back and kind of dance back and forth between those. Maybe there's a couple floating out here, you know, you can put some out there, some around here. Okay, and there we go. Okay, there's our little drawing. Now, it's not totally finished, and I'm not going to totally finish because the last thing you want to do is erase your chalk lines. Okay, now my best suggestion for that is so this chalk will come off with water or spit. Okay, you can just lick your canvas and it'll come off. It doesn't taste great, but it's good for your heartburn. But my best suggestion is wait till everything's totally dry. I would wait like till tomorrow or something, till like it is 100% dry. There's nothing hidden that's gonna still wet, because what'll happen is you'll go to wipe off your chalk and some little blob of paint that's hard on the outside, but there's some wet under there. You'll break it and it'll smear everywhere. Okay, so my best advice for wiping the chalk off when you're done is wait hours. Wait till tomorrow. There's no rush. Wait for a while till you know everything's completely dry. Take a wet paper towel, just wipe your whole canvas, get all that blue chalk or whatever color chalk you used off your canvas. Okay. I've got a lot of blue chalk still showing, so it still looks a little weird. It will look much better when it's wiped off, but I'm not going to rush that, okay? Do that for last. Now, let's take one more shot. We'll paint the bottom edge. We'll sign our painting, so it's a fancy official painting. And then let's talk about Better Call Saul and see who won the trivia question. Okay, so today's winner, today's question was, who's the most badass character in Better Call Saul? I've been on a binge of watching Better Call Saul lately, and here's a list of, I think, the most badass characters. Now, the correct answer was B, Mike. It's pretty obvious. I mean, he, time and time again, just ends people. He takes out whole loads of people, a whole load of people. He's really good, isn't it? He's the most badass. I mean, the only thing about Mike's character that I hate is just that the actor is clearly like 80,000 years old. And it's a little hard to believe, but I guess, and then like you could do a prequel, and he's literally like 10 years older than he was when he was in the first, Breaking Bad episode, and it's like, it shows. But, that's that, disbelief, what is it, the power of disbelief, or whatever it is, when you just kind of go with it, right? So Jess, you won. Yeah, it was Mike, for sure. Mike is the most badass character. He's, it's absurd how badass he is. It's kind of crazy. That's why he's so amazing. So your pal Jess, you win a free painting. I'll send you a link to a Facebook photo gallery of all my paintings. You can pick one. You just have to send me any address. Just send me an address. I'll send it to you. Nate says congratulations. So yeah, send me an address and I'll mail a painting to that address. I don't know. If you're weird about sending me your address, I get that. I've had many people say, how do I know you're not scamming me? And I'm like, I guess you don't. I don't know. I could give you contacts to other people I've mailed them to, but there's really nothing to it. If you want, if you want to give me the address of a local Wendy's, I'll send it to that Wendy's and just go there and be like, hey, did you get a painting recently? Because that's actually mine. I don't know. I don't know if there's probably some way. Okay, let's sign your name here. There's probably a good, I put my little initials down here in the bottom right. You can do it wherever you want. There's probably a smarter way to do it, but I'm just not that smart. So, but anyway, you get a free painting. I have many to choose from. And you know what? Actually, I have way too many paintings. So, really, Sherry, if you want a painting, you can have another one. Nate. Alex didn't even really guess. He guessed Huel, which wasn't one of the answers, but he can have one. Kimberly, you can have one. Jay can have. Everyone can have one, really. But just so you know, your pal Jess is the actual winner. Okay, paint your bottom edge, and there you go. Okay. Sherry says you've got a painting. Sherry, you've got like 10 paintings of mine. Nate says he's got 7 already. Well, there's today's painting. What can I say? We sure did learn a lot today, We learned that most people don't watch Better Call Saul, And that's sad because it's an amazing show. But whatever, I mean, if you liked Breaking Bad, you're gonna you're gonna like Better Call Saul. Okay, it's not about meth, okay? It's not as much about meth. I mean, the drug cartels are in there and around it, but it's more about his life being a lawyer and how he gets into this representing drug dealers as a lawyer. But I don't have time. I'm not going to sit here and defend it to you guys, okay? You can't. I don't. Look. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it, okay? It's not my problem. But I will say next week's painting is the Moonlit Owl. Maybe I'll do a different animal than an owl, but it's going to be a moonlit something. And that's what that painting is next week. So I'll be doing that one next Wednesday at 4. Tune in. Look me up, follow my stuff. Just search Paint the Edge Off on everything, and you'll find me. All one word, Paint the Edge Off. And, congratulations. And goodbye. I love you.